Hello, this is Epic Battles, and I'm finally on the PTR for patch 7.2, hooray! Haven't been able to cover much in advance of the content that's coming out, because real life and work, am I right? But anyway, here is the new Battle Pet dungeon in the Wailing Caverns. So there's this new quest in Dalaran at the pet shop that will immediately send you to the Barrens at the Wailing Caverns. I think it's the Northern Barrens. You take it, you go there, teleport to wherever's closest to you and fly there. Mine was Uldum, yours might be Orgrimmar. Once at the Wailing Caverns, you go talk to Muyani the Tauren, who is just hanging in one of the entrance's eyes, the left one to be precise. I think it was the last place I searched, but hey, it's been ages since I don't go to the Wailing Caverns. So yeah, avoid getting lost, it's the eye on your left. So she thanks you for coming and gives you a new quest to go into the Wailing Caverns and deal with the Wailing Critters, some sort of infestation problem they are having after Natalex woke up. So the first time you'll do this quest, the reward will be an ultimate battle pet training stone. After that you'll receive a weekly quest that is sort of like the Celestial Tournament that gives you a new satchel of damp pet supplies. This can contain one of the 3 new pets from this dungeon. Also, the first time you'll do the dungeon, you can revive pets inside it, whereas in the weekly challenge version of it, you cannot. Anyway, the 3 pets that you can obtain via the satchel are the Cavern Moccasin, the Ever-Living Spore, and the Young Venom Fang. The Cavern Moccasin is a sort of snake, a cobra, spiky cobra kind of snake. It's a beast battle pet with your average snake abilities and one aquatic one on level 20. That is Squeeze, which also slows enemies down. This is usually a squid move, but I guess it makes sense to be squeezed by a snake, somehow. The Spore is pretty strange because it's an elemental and it has spells with so many different types of skulls. There's really no other pet to compare with. It has humanoid, elemental, aquatic, magic, and undead abilities. Some are dots, some are multi-attacks, like Acid Rain. One is a damage buff, so evolution. So yeah, it's a very interesting pet. The Young Venom Fang is this flying pet with poison and flying spells, so mainly flying abilities, then a few others that are Beast, Poison Fang, Aquatic Toxic Skin, and an undead spell which is Infected Claw. So these are the 3 new pets from this dungeon. And about the dungeon itself, well, it can actually be pretty long, since it's a sort of scenario inside a cropped version of the Wailing Caverns. Thank goodness, because the Wailing Caverns can be so big. You'll only be seeing half of the dungeon itself, and parts of it will unlock as you progress through the different stages. So you talk to Muyani to start the scenario. Don't try entering the Wailing Caverns the normal way like I did. Talk to Muyani. When you first go in, you'll enter a room with just a few battle pets hanging there and a cascade. You can always leave and only need to talk to Muyani for that. So you'll have a Deviate Small Claw, a Deviate Chomper, which is aquatic, and a Deviate Flapper, which is a flying pet, so beast, aquatic, or flying. And these are just like the kind of NPCs you'd find in the Wailing Caverns. There's also a sleepy pet at the back, but I'll get there in a minute. Each of these pets is of normal quality and is accompanied by 2 other random pets. This can be small claws, chompers, or flappers. You can cage them, by the way, I tried it. Once you've finished the 3 of these pets, stage 2 will begin and the sleepy pet at the back wakes up. His name is the Son of Scum, which is a mini version of a boss you would normally find in the Wailing Caverns. He is epic, he's level 25, and he takes reduced damage. He has stone skin, so do not go for multi-attacks. He does elemental AoE damage with Thunderclap, and beast damage and some rock fire damage with Feral Strike. I used the only robot I had on the PTR, which was the Ultra Tank from Old War, although it did take lots of damage from the Thunderclap ability. After you defeat some scum, stage 3 will begin, and it's basically another intermission zone with 3 more pets to defeat, but this time they are of uncommon quality. There are sort of mini versions of the Deviate Druids from the original Wailing Caverns, so yeah, it's pretty fun to see how Blizzard adapted the dungeon to battle pets. We have Fixia, Dreadcoil, and Dilefang. They're all snakes, and they are all accompanied by 2 more random pets. After you beat these 3 snakes and their pet friends, you will enter stage 4, where you have to defeat Hiss, which is a snake, it's epic, it's a beast, and takes reduced damage. He's not that hard to defeat. he has spells like his, which is ironic because his name is his, which reduces speed. He has Squeeze, which is an aquatic ability, so I guess any mechanical team is okay here. When he is defeated, stage 5 begins, and this is the fun part. You have to kill 2 growing ectoplasms, but first you have to get to them. This is a big dungeon, but there's these new mushrooms that increase your movement speed, so step on them. It's nice that Blizzard thought about that. So phase 5, as I said, another intermission, and this time there's only 2 pets of rare quality. They are magic and take reduced damage, so watch out. They're also accompanied by 2 random deviate pets of normal quality, and ectoplasms have undead and magic abilities like Evolution, Ooze Touch and Slime, so 2 basic attacks, Ooze Touch and Slime, and the buffing damage spell, which is Evolution. So I'm guessing the mechanical Pandaren Dragonling is going to be pretty useful here. I didn't have it on the PTR, so I used, well, other pets with dragon spells. Defeat these 2 ectoplasms, and you'll get to stage 6, where you'll find this shadowy torrent at the end of the dungeon. And he's really dark, and I don't know if it's done on purpose, because really no texture. Anyway, you talk to him and he'll just give you a speech, and then swoop down the instance. So no fight on round 6. So round 7 begins, and this is the final stage, and you'll have to defeat one last boss, which is the Budding Everlasting Spore, a miniature version of Verdant, which is just lying behind the battle pet. So this is the last boss, which is epic, level 25. He takes reduced damage and has spells like Spore Shrooms, Acid Rain, which is an AoE, and Dreadful Breath, which is humanoid, and also an AoE. I used a few aquatic pets I had on the PTR, namely the Puddle Terror from Dreadnought, and things went pretty fast. I chose to go with the dive ability to avoid the shrooms and just spam a water jet. He died pretty fast, so that was pretty surprising. Anyway, once you're done, go back to Muyani, ask her to teleport you out, and you'll finish the quest. She'll give you an ultimate battle pet training stone, and you'll unlock the challenge mode version of the Wailing Caverns battle pet dungeon, where you cannot heal your pets inside the scenario, so have a rather good pool of pets for that. Well, no need to be extensive. Finish the challenge and you have a chance to get one of the 3 pets from the scenario, as I mentioned in the first part of the video, inside the damp pet supplies satchel. Anyway, that's it for my quick overview of the Wailing Caverns battle pet scenario, dungeon scenario. Really, it's more like a scenario than a dungeon. But anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please remember to thumbs up, check our channel for more pet battle guides and news, and well, till next time, see ya!